Hey guys, it's Roku here with a quick message before the podcast starts. This episode features Zoo from Book of Zoo. It's such a pleasure, honestly, to have him on the podcast. He was a joy to be around. He's got such an infectious character, and I hope that conveys itself in the podcast. It's a really enjoyable one. We touch on how to start a podcast, how to use social media, that kind of thing. What I did want to say before the episode starts is please make sure you check out his podcast. It is amazing. I actually feature on episode 16 of his. And yeah, episode 16 of the Groupchat podcast. Enjoy. Welcome to episode 16 of the Groupchat podcast with me, your host, Ruku. Seeing as though it's summer, we don't want to just talk about careers. We want to talk about other things that we can do in our spare time to be productive. I've brought on Zoo to the podcast.
What's goody?
Introduce yourself quickly, bro.
So my name is Zubair, or Zoo for short. If you follow me on Twitter, obviously at Ghetto004. I'm a big ghetto. I'm a host spy. But yeah, basically, I run my own podcast called Book of Zoo. If I had to put it underneath an umbrella, I'd probably say society and culture. Would you say that all the topics fit underneath
Do you know
society
what?
and culture?
With your podcast, you actually touch on serious issues.
Yeah.
But in a entertaining
way. Yeah.
Like some bits are very lighthearted.
Yeah.
Coming like
some things are very deep.
Yeah, some bits are
very deep.
Yeah. I think if you want to get a real taste of the podcast, listen to. There's one episode, I don't know which number it is, but it's about self-confidence.
Yeah, episode 10.
Episode 10, that one is real.
Did you like it?
Yeah, I loved it, man.
Obviously, I'm saying that real. Nah. But anyway, I would say that my podcast fits underneath society and culture. You can find me on Soundcloud and at iTunes/podcast app, Book of Zoo.
Yeah. Let's get this started, man.
Yeah.
So, first question, why did you start a podcast? What made you think of that idea?
Initially, basically, maybe one mutual called Hania. She runs like her own nerdy people of colour page.
She's at that event, right?
Yeah. So she basically DM'd me like last year saying, I thought you should have a podcast. Your personality is really entertaining, blah, blah, blah. I was like, yeah. I was like, yeah, thanks, but whatever, do you know what I'm saying, innit? Then one of my friends, Kari, last year told me as well, she's like, I thought you should have a podcast. Your personality is so infectious, yada, yada, yada. And obviously, like when people tell you things, but you don't believe it yourself. I mean, I knew it was entertaining, but not to the level to have my own show.
Yeah.
I actually initially had a YouTube.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, I did
called Book of Zoo.
Okay.
Yeah. So.
Oh, wait, are these videos still up?
Oh, no. They've been gone. No. I thought with podcasting, one, I feel like it's more portable in terms of you don't have to sit down and look at a screen. You could be, I'm saying, like washing the car. You could be out walking on the train. Doesn't matter where you are. You have to sit down and watch something.
Yeah.
And things, I feel like Londoners and people in general all say, I don't have time. I don't have time.
Yeah.
So with podcasting, it's much more portable. And two, I feel like it's a safe space to be yourself in terms of not having to worry about the way you look, whether your hair looks fine, do you know what I'm saying, whether you wore the same outfit last week. Do you know what I'm saying? So podcasting, I feel like it's more organic and authentic in terms.
Some podcasts I record in my PJs. Like,
fam, I record my podcast on the flipping floor of my room.
Yeah.
And my phone's off an Amazon box. Like,
it's comfort, isn't it?
Yeah. Do you know what I mean?
But you've always wanted to do something like creative. You wanted to have yourself out on a platform.
Always. And for me personally, I know that my personality is marketable. But the thing is, with content creating and building a platform, people just see it as a hobby. Like you really got to see this as you're established, you're legit, and your branding has to come correct. Same thing. Listen, brother.
The badges are on.
The Book of Zoo, listen. Book of Zoo, I'm saying, like I had to make sure everything was correct. My branding, the way I market, the way I promote myself. That's why obviously I have my artwork. Book of Zoo is actually a book.
Yeah.
I started off basically because I wanted to make genuine and authentic content, and I wanted to put out content about issues that I wish I would have heard or someone would have told me when I was going through those things or feeling that way. Does that make sense? So, and I was making threads as well on like issues that bothered me and blah blah blah. But the thing is, on Twitter, there's too much going on. Yeah. You tweet one thing one day, it could get 100 retweets, but the next day it's drowned in a sea of tweets. You know what I'm saying? So I needed a way to immortalize this content and these things that I was saying.
I feel like as well, tweets can get lost in translation as well.
Yeah.
You just read
limited.
Text. There's no tone to it.
Yeah.
On a
You're
podcast,
limited.
you can add authenticity and
exactly,
you can't get lost between the lines. So I've seen podcasts.
Yeah.
I've seen bad podcasts, not going to lie.
Okay. Are we naming names?
No, we're not. We're not today.
Okay.
We're not today.
We're not doing that today.
Okay, I've seen where like people bunch a group of friends together and they'll talk about an issue. And
an issue or their issue?
No, they'll talk about, say, Black Panther or Infinity War, and they'll have like an hour-long podcast just like talking about it.
Yeah.
But
no one cares.
No one cares.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. No.
I didn't want to say it like that.
No one cares.
Yeah, no one cares.
That's the reality.
So some people feel they have that energy.
Yeah.
Same with blogs as well. They'll have that energy to start. They might rattle off 2 or 3 episodes, and then they realize no one cares.
No one cares.
Because their content isn't...
Yeah.
It's basically just going out with your friends to a burger place, to wherever, and just talking.
No, it's sort of like, okay. I feel that within friendship groups, you have your own language.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Okay, yeah,
your own specific type of banter, type of humour, blah, 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 do you know what I'm saying? So on and so forth. So the thing isn't, no one knows you.
Yeah.
So no one's going to understand your content like people around you will understand it. Okay, this is the thing though. When you have an idea in your head, it's difficult to actualize it and bring it into reality in a way where it's palatable for a lot of people to understand. Do you know what I'm saying? The topics that I've covered are things that are personal to me, but they're personal to a lot of people as well. Do you know what I'm saying? So if I was to make a podcast episode about the time I went and bought my cat, like, no one cares. You need to meet the demand of certain things. Do you know what I'm saying?
I don't want to we don't want to discourage people from doing
No.
this.
No. The things in it, it's so saturated and oversaturated in it, that there's so many, there's already big establishments that are covering Black Panther. Do you know what I'm saying? And getting 5,000 retweets on their articles. Do you know what I'm saying? But the thing is, what can you bring that's unique to the table? The main thing, I feel like people, what the issue is that people don't come with a business mindset. Yeah.
You need a real purpose.
What's your USP?
Yeah.
What is your unique selling point? Your personality.
Yeah.
There's only one of you. Do you know what I'm saying? But the thing is, you need to be smart enough to be able to flip it in a certain way where you can connect and relate to a lot of people at the same time. Yeah. That's the thing.
Do you feel like you need already a big following if you want to start a podcast? Can you start a podcast with 200 followers on Twitter?
Okay, this is my opinion, yeah.
Go on.
At the end of the day, what Allah subhanahu has written down for me is written for me. Do you understand? No matter if I've got 2 followers, 3, but how many people I've started on Twitter, put something banging, and overnight they've got like 3,000, 4 followers.
Yeah,
3,000, 4,000. Why? Because people believe in their content and they believe in their talent.
Yeah.
So for me, followers really aren't that deep, but they do help. But the thing is, even then, just because you have followers doesn't mean people actually support your content. Like, fam, I'm not fam, bro. If you got Curious Cat in it, you know the amount of hate you get sent sometimes, innit? Yeah. And this is coming from who? From people that follow you. People that follow. Why have you followed me if you do not like me? Do you know what I mean?
Alright, let's talk about proper starting a podcast. How did you go about mic setup, or who did you go to help, for help?
Nobody.
Rah. I went to actually. I went to. Man, didn't it? Solo. I went to a brother that runs Inspire Reads, Mohammed.
Yeah.
Yeah, he helped me so much when it comes to the SoundCloud, the iTunes, linking it, mics. Yeah, he helped me biz. So.
No, I'm not online. Obviously, banter aside, didn't you? On Twitter, innit? Like, Mo, obviously, I'm joking up there, Twitter, you know what I mean? Just a joke. But Mo's is serious. He's legit. Do you know what I'm saying? When I was starting my podcast, like he showed love on the TL. Do you know what I'm saying? Bro, a lot of people, a lot of small content creators don't want to see other small content creators win. Oof. Yeah, they all see it as a competition, but the thing is, you wouldn't feel intimidated, didn't you? If you didn't feel like your content, if you didn't feel like your content was generic, your personality is dead. Yeah, your content is average and mediocre. That's why you're mad. Because had you genuinely believed in your content, what you were doing, you wouldn't feel threatened or intimidated by anybody else that's doing their own thing. If anything, the struggle as well. Yeah. So better than anybody else, but you wouldn't be the first person to intentionally not support somebody. Like, you see their podcast on your TL, and you intentionally will not interact with that tweet or support that tweet because you don't want anyone else to take the limelight away from you. But the reality is, you don't even have the limelight. It's dark.
I think, why not just give that helping hand?
Bro, we are more powerful together than we are individually. That's just the facts.
But the more good podcasts there are, the better everyone's shining.
Exactly.
Everyone's now going to be like, okay, podcasts are good. Let me give others a chance now.
Yeah, exactly. Do you know who Issa Rae is? But anyway, Issa Rae she basically believes in networking across instead of networking above.
Okay,
That makes
perfect sense. Yeah.
So the same way me and you who are linking up today to support each other's podcasts, that's more powerful than trying to get someone to put you on. For me, my main concern was that my content was authentic and genuine. Not about numbers and quote unquote chasing fame and but none of that means anything at the end of the day. Like, really means nothing.
I completely agree. On Twitter, when you're gaining followers or you're trying to gain followers, don't be someone you're not. Don't be someone you're not comfortable in being, because eventually there'll come a time where it will catch up on you. One thing, I used to be quite negative on Twitter.
Negative in what way?
If I saw madness on the TL, I would be involved. There was this one time. Even a couple of days ago, I did it. I don't know why. I have these moments where someone will tweet something, like someone tweeted, "Bless my barber," and it was a trim, right? And I said, did he sneeze? And
Why, the trim was whack? Is that why? No, but fam, is that being okay? Cool. Is that being negative? Is that
No, but see,
all
right, no, but okay, fair enough. I've got now a fairly professional platform right now.
Yeah.
So I've got to come across a certain way.
Really?
I honestly think so, because
Really?
just 2 or 3 days ago, someone tweeted something really negative about women, a guy, right? And I tweeted saying,
your people.
Yeah. I didn't want to say it.
Listen.
Man sipped on that. Okay.
Cool learning. No tea today, B.
So he tweeted that, and I tweeted, I know you in real life. You shouldn't be tweeting like this.
Yeah, you shouldn't. Yeah.
I said you shouldn't be tweeting like this.
That's not negative though.
But then,
people
kept atting me, DMing me, saying, "Look, you've got a respectable platform. You want people to look at you in a certain way. You shouldn't tweet like this."
Okay. But what did you say though?
No, I said I completely. I deleted the tweet.
No, but what did you say in the tweet?
I literally said you shouldn't tweet like this, and then I replied.
Really? Is that it?
No. But I replied.
Okay.
I replied underneath saying, "You know not to reply because I will make you cry." Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I think that's what pushed him over the edge.
That's what pushed him over the edge.
Yeah.
But I think if you want to be seen a certain way, you have to suppress some things. But the thing is, the positivity is still in me. That's me. Everything I tweet is natural, me. But I've got to show like certain sides to me.
Really? Like me? Okay, cool. Yeah. Some situations happen to me, innit? Yeah.
No, you have your moments.
No, but okay, cool. But this is the thing, don't yeah. I'm not gonna name acts or nothing like that, because the thing is, when you name people, you give them power. Do you know what I'm saying? Yeah. I'm not putting you on. They're gonna stay broken dusty. But anyway, yeah, like I basically tweeted something about how a lot of men are after mothers and not wives. You want someone's gonna come wipe your ass clean, someone's gonna fold your clothes, someone's gonna feed you with a spoon and say, yeah. Like, do you know what I'm saying? It's like, but anyway. And someone quote tweeted it, insulted me, and that day I had like 2 hours sleep. I was like, do you know what? You want smoke? Come, let me smoke you, innit? Anyway, I went in on this guy, innit, and the thing is, innit, like, did he deserve it? Absolutely, innit, And the thing is, innit, someone else wanted to jump in as well and do security guard for free when you haven't got an SIA license, innit, like, but you're here volunteering when you know the rent is due and you've got bills to pay and you're here doing work for free. That's besides the point. This person jumped in now, and was like, "Oh, you've got a platform supporting Muslim women, yada yada, this, that, da da da. How can you speak this way?" And it's just like, fam.
How did you respond? Go on.
Yeah, it's just like, fam. I was like, listen, I'm not Mother Teresa. Yeah, if you want smoke, I will smoke you. Yeah. Do you know what I'm saying? But then it's like, at the same time, it was clear to me that this guy, or this person, had initially quote tweeted me just to get a reaction out of me. But the thing is, Mo had DM'd me from inspired reasons, like, bro,
shouldn't.
Obviously, like, don't let them, don't stoop down to their level, yada, 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 bro, just delete it, blah, blah, blah. Someone else DM'd me as well, saying how, you're better than this. Because the thing is, I don't want it to be in the future where someone will bring it up and it's like out of context and yada, 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 yada.
I've seen it happen, man. I've seen people lose jobs over tweets from 2012,
yeah, but I mean, but the thing is, people commenting and saying how, negativity, yada, 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 when you clearly saw who provoked who.
As someone, this for people, if you want to have your own blog, podcast, or anywhere out in the public platform, you have to rise above certain things. Obviously, if you're clearly getting at it very directly, you have every right to respond however you like. Yeah. But some things, it's best just to let it go. Yeah. No, it's true, because I did want to touch on dealing with a platform, dealing with a lot of followers, because all of a sudden you're fully in that public eye. Anything you tweet, someone's gonna say something about it. Ever since I've started just tweeting goodness, in terms of Islam or job market, I receive goodness as well. I noticed that I'm getting certain DMs where I wouldn't have got that if I was tweeting nonsense. I honestly believe if you show goodness, you will receive it as well.
No, 100. Like, how you do people is how you'll be done.
What keeps you going with the whole? Because now you're 15 episodes in. Yeah. What keeps you going now?
For me, like I said, it became real when people started messaging me. It became real when my siblings would tell me how that my friend said that their friends their uni listens to your podcast and da. I'm just like, that's mad. It's like when people come to you in real life and mention your online quote unquote affairs, isn't it? Yeah, just like, okay, wow, this is real life. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of people love to separate social media and real life.
It's not.
No, that's not how it works. People on social media are real people in real life. For me, what keeps me going is that my content is actually being taken in by people. Do you know what I'm saying? People actually want to hear what I have to say, sort of thing. So for me, because I understand that there's a greater purpose, a greater calling in it. Yeah, that's what keeps me going as well.
Obviously, we don't want the praise or anything like that.
Yeah.
But I've had DMs where it's genuinely helped people in interviews, applying,
bro,
assessment centers.
yeah.
And that is definitely what keeps me going, because same with your podcast, some people don't have that scope. So if they listen to your podcast, your views, that's something completely different to what the news is saying or what they see outside.
It's almost like you're having like a personal one-to-one conversation with them. That's why I'm saying I feel like podcasting is better than YouTube, is because it's so intimate sometimes. I don't care about retweets, I don't care about likes. My main focus is creating sincere and authentic content. Even if it touches one person, I'm grateful.
It's very humbling. So if you're starting something, you've got to have the intention of actually impacting people's lives. If you're doing something, if you don't care about it, honestly, if you don't care about what you're doing and you're just releasing stuff and you're thinking, whatever it does, it won't do anything. And people see through it as, this person doesn't really care.
They just do it for the wrong reasons. I'm not gonna lie, when I stopped caring about retweets and likes and followers, like that's when I started picking up momentum.
Oh, bro, I feel exactly
I'm not gonna lie, like,
I feel exactly.
Okay.
What would you say to people that struggle to build a following? How can they?
I'm not gonna lie, like, stop caring about followers. Stop caring about retweets. Stop caring about likes. And the thing is, like Twitter for me, I wouldn't say it's really a safe place because it can be savage, but it's just sort of like it's a platform where you're able to be yourself. Types of people I don't understand is, people say, don't get twisted. Twitter isn't that serious. Like, don't think I'm the same person in real life. It's just like, bro, isn't it harder to get on Twitter and be someone you're not than to get on there and be yourself? It's just like, bro, why are you changing? Why are you changing personalities like clothes? Like, it does not make sense. You know what I'm saying? Like, why are you transforming? Is your name Optimus Prime? Like, I'm not sure. Wallahi,
one thing I will always say is, at the end of the day, the people, if you tweet one thing wrong, they'll turn on you.
Bro,
if you a scandal, bam, they're gone. All your followers are gone. Do not tweet for the sake of gaining followers or pleasing people.
Don't be a people pleaser, honestly.
Do not be if you're passionate about something, tweet what you think.
What you believe.
Tweet what you believe, because just like that, they will go.
But fam, being a people pleaser, like, you're gonna end up killing yourself. I'm not gonna lie, because you can never please everybody. I'm saying, okay, cool. Do what you actually feel passionate about. Do what actually makes you happy, and whoever likes it, likes it. Whoever doesn't, oh well.
So I feel like we've touched on everything that I've made note on.
Okay.
Except, where do you see this platform going? Where do you see Book of Zoo?
Book of Zoo going? I'm not gonna lie, I don't know. Like, I don't have what. I would say one thing that's helped me in the year is like, I'm not like, okay, cool. With human beings, naturally we're control freaks, and we have to control everything. But the reality is, we don't have as much control as we think we do. Do you understand? So for me, as long as I'm doing my best in it, and I'm being sincere and genuine, where I end up going, where it ends up, where my podcast ends up getting to in it, like, it's up to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Like, I don't know what else to say, sort of thing. So I'm saying it's just like, you said, do your best and then leave the rest to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Like, do your asbab, like, take your certain precautions and measures and blah blah blah, and whatever happens. Do you understand?
There's that hadith, right? So obviously have faith in Allah, but tie your camel.
Tie your camel.
You have to put in work. So the same thing, the metaphor with tie your camel is, if you come to arrive at a tree now, and you've got off your camel now, if you don't tie your camel to the tree literally, and you come back and find it gone, that's your fault. You never took certain precautions and measures to make sure that you tied your camel with the rope on the tree, so when you came back, your camel was there. Do you understand? So that's what I'm saying by do your part and then leave the rest. Like, let go and let God. People that do things or create content, you need to come with a business mindset. You need to have marketing, not like marketing plan. You need to be able to market yourself, promote yourself, network, and so on and so forth. Like, you can't just come and be like, I'm doing it for bands. No. If you want to be taken seriously, take what you do seriously. I'm never gonna lie, bro. Like I'll quote it. I used to quote it my episodes and be like, if you haven't caught up with last week's episode, catch up, blah blah. There's one coming out next week. Like, my name's BBC iPlayer. do you know what I mean? Like, you need to do these things.
Yeah, of course, I do the same. Bro. But I think there is a line. It can't just be non-stop. Like, those people that SoundCloud rappers that will DM you. And
hell no.
Exactly. You've got to know. If you DM people, I've got DMs. Watch my YouTube video, subscribe to my YouTube channel. Bro, I don't care. Like, the way you've come to me, I might subscribe because I'm trying to be a nice person, but I will never watch your video. Like,
oh, you nasty. No, you dirty.
The way you've come to me,
I mean, I'm not like, I don't know. Okay, cool. For me personally, yeah, like,
I'm gonna delete that.
I do. No. Okay, no. I'm not like that was a fair point though. I'm not like if I don't know you,
Yeah.
and I don't believe in your content, I'm not going to support it. I'm being fake.
You've just clicked follow on me.
Yeah.
And DM me. Like, I don't know you.
I don't owe you anything.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't owe you anything. But the thing is, a lot of times, people will see certain amount of followers and expect that you're gonna retweet their stuff and then they're gonna like pop. Fam, bro, I'm struggling myself. What are you talking about? Do you know what I mean? But the thing, if I don't know you and your content is whack, I'm unlikely to support your content.
Yeah.
Because then I'm being fake and fraudulent. When you start creating content, you are going to be shown more love by strangers than people you know in real life.
It's mad.
Yeah?
It's actually mad.
Don't depend on anybody. I'm not gonna lie, because the thing isn't, like, people are disappointments. Wallahi, like,
You've got to do this for yourself, and you've got to
have
have
to,
that
yeah.
self conviction, because even your family might say, "What you doing, you clown?" Like, they will actually.
Yeah. Because they don't understand what you're doing.
Yeah, they don't understand. So, but if you truly believe in what you're doing, then you're calm.
Yeah.
You're
Nothing will get in. Nothing
good.
will get in your way. And the thing is, when you're passionate and genuine about wanting to do this, when it comes to times where you have no motivation, it's that thing that keeps you going.
For timing,
Yeah.
let's just wrap up what we've spoken about. When you're building your platform, I think the main things that we were talking about is have a purpose, have a vision as to why you wanted to start.
Yeah.
Go out and look for help because people are willing to help. Don't be that person that doesn't help smaller
Content creators.
Yeah, content creators to
Yeah,
build.
yeah.
Don't be that guy.
Yeah, don't be that person.
Yeah.
Because we see you.
Yeah.
And we know who you are.
And then how to build a genuine following.
Yeah.
It's very, very simple. Be yourself.
Be yourself, fam. The followers will come.
Yeah.
People will come. And even when they do come, could be like, oh, is that it?
No, it's true. And then dealing with a big platform, again, be yourself. Just don't get lost in the sauce. That's a big basic.
But it's like, what sauce, bro? The pot is dry. Like,
yeah.
So like, but some of you getting
just
lost.
followers,
Some of you getting lost, and it doesn't even make sense as to why you're getting lost.
It's true.
Like, you're in a 1-cm box. Like, there's nowhere to go.
Yeah.
I don't understand.
That's one thing.
Fam.
Like, getting retweets and whatever.
No.
But then once you exit the app, you're just a normal person. Like,
Fam. Me personally, I am the same person offline as I am online.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not there to act up and entertain. Fam, this is really the way I talk. Like.
Yeah.
And the thing is, like, a lot of times, like, some of my friends will say that, the things you cover in your episodes, we've talked about in real life. But for me, that's just more proof that I am the same person in real life. My podcast, the conversations I have on there are the conversations I have in real life. Do you understand? So people that go on Twitter and like live in this like virtual reality, like, but this is like real life. And for me, one last point I want to make is that people need to give social media the respect it deserves.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah. Whether you do or don't want to accept it, social media is changing people's lives. Yeah. Like, obviously, sometimes it's for the worst if you're a racist, and people will hunt you down, track you down, and destroy your whole life, as you deserve. Yeah.
Yes.
You deserve to be jobless. Yeah. But sometimes for the better, I'm saying, so without social media, me and Ruku wouldn't be here now. Yeah. I wouldn't have a podcast, I'm saying, and on top of that, it's just like crazy with the amount of progress you make because of social media. Like, social media is a tool. Like, let's not say, oh, social media, this, I need to deactivate. It's so toxic. No, you are toxic, fam. You are the problem. Yeah. Social media is a tool. You use it how you please.
It's what you make of it, 100%.
Even down to your TL, you can filter it. Yeah. Even if for some reason something that you wouldn't necessarily want to see on your TL comes on your TL, you can block the page. People need to give social media the respect they deserve. So, like, for me personally, my progress that I've made with my podcast to the point where I've already made merchandise. So I made like stickers and badges. Yeah. Intentionally because I wanted to make sure that my merchandise was affordable and inclusive.
Waiting for that Bangladesh badge though.
No, it's coming through inshallah, innit? Obviously that's a bit busy, innit? But I'm on it. But you know what I'm saying? But I wanted to make sure that whoever wanted to support me could support me regardless of their financial background. So a lot of times the content creators they exploit their supporters. Why are you selling a phone case for £40? Like, what are you doing? Do you know what I'm saying? It's like, bruv, they really, fam. A lot of content creators don't care about you. They don't care about, fam. People, fam, you'll go up to someone in real life and they'll be like, yeah. Like, what do you want? Yeah. You're like, yeah, can I have a photo, please? No. Do you know what I'm saying? It's just like, fam, bro. Like, there's a lot of people in it that don't give a damn about their supporters, isn't it? So
humble yourself.
Yeah, like, calm down, fam. Listen, bro. Like, your whole career is based on the internet. If the internet died, you'd be dead. Bro,
Let's get to helping people. Yeah. putting our words in action. We got some questions from listeners, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, this is a good one.
Yeah.
How do you plan in advance for the pod? Or do you take each week as it comes?
I do take each week as it comes.
Same.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I do.
So bad,
I do. Wallahi, I'm not gonna lie. But the thing is, for me, when my life is a bit more chilled out, I have more time to think and plan. Yeah. But when it's a bit more busy, some days I'm making notes on the same day as I'm recording. So I'm making notes, recording, and posting the same day.
You're gonna be rushed at times because
you are.
So I release every Friday, but there's times where it's still a Monday and Tuesday. I have a guest lined up, and I'm looking, and Wednesday I'll have a guest. Thursday I'll record. Friday I'll release. So it really is like that sometimes.
It really is like that. Or sometimes you're supposed to post on a certain day, and then something comes up, or something goes wrong with your equipment, or you're busy, or your family needs you, or something, and then you can't record on that day, and then you know what I'm saying, it's like fun, bro.
But one thing I will say is to build a consistent following, you have to be consistent as well. So if you say every Friday I will be releasing, if it's not there, then
try your best to stick to that as much as possible.
Yeah, as much as possible.
And the thing, if you can't deliver, don't just stay quiet. Tell them.
Yeah. Do you ever feel your podcasts aren't helpful, and do you ever feel like stopping? I have those waves. Not gonna lie.
Really, I'm not okay. For me, I think at first I didn't give my podcast the credit it deserved in the beginning. When people start messaging me online and speaking to me in real life, then I understood what the great purpose of my podcast was. You know what I'm saying? So I do feel like they're helpful and useful. Do I feel like stopping sometimes? Do I get drained sometimes? But I think, fam, obviously, like I wouldn't say that this is a hobby. I'm not gonna lie. Cause I think when people say hobby, you don't put enough respect on what you're doing. Yeah. Like I'm planning, I'm promoting, I'm marketing, I'm branding, I'm doing all these serious things. You know what I'm saying? So for me, that's a lot of work sometimes, especially alongside of your actual life as well. So some days you don't want to record. Some days you don't want to do it. Some weeks you don't want to post, but you need to.
Speaking to you, it's like, I think hopefully people get it very clear that if you think about it as not a hobby, as something like a stream where it's away from work, it's away from family, it's you, that hub, then you might actually, first of all, enjoy it a lot more, but put more energy in it as well. Yeah. So with me, I've always wanted not to be one-dimensional, just about work.
Yeah.
So when I start work in a month's time, I don't want to just be 9 to 5 or whenever, come home, sleep. I want something else that keeps me going.
That's not a life, bro.
Yeah.
It's not a life.
So if you have that vision, it doesn't have to be something creative. It can be like classes.
It can be anything. It can be anything. Just like, you don't have to be one-dimensional.
Yeah. So okay. How do you overcome the fear of starting a pod/blog? Having a podcast, having a blog, it's like kind of like,
it puts you in a vulnerable position.
Yeah, very vulnerable, because it's like, how do you now look at me? How do you like it? Like,
how do you know? Okay, I'm not gonna lie. Me, I've always been outspoken. Like even as a child, if I believe in my content, no one can take that away from me. Yeah. So for me personally, like I don't fear putting myself out there like that, because I've never really been a shy, timid person. Do you know what I'm saying? So I don't know.
Someone can look at us and look at you and say, "Oh, your podcast gets 1,000 views. That's why you're not nervous or you don't fear anything." But
the thing, I'm not Mystic Mega Psychic.
But look, there's going to be some people that release a podcast and it gets 50 listens. Okay, and
that's my fault. Why?
No, but I'm saying, I'm cutting out.
No. Leave it in. Because it's going to reflect on me. And honestly, I'm being honest.
Okay. No, so someone that gets...
Leave that in, Listen.
I was going to cut it out, but someone that struggling with listens, how do they... Because that's now, they feel like they've not been validated. Okay. And that's now a fear.
Even if I did get 1,000 views on an episode, where's my check? I've got 3.8k followers on Twitter. Where's my check? Where is my money? Where? Nowhere. It doesn't mean anything. Do you know what I'm saying? Only when I probably start making money on social media, then would it mean something to me. Do you know what I'm saying? But apart from that, I really couldn't give a damn. Whether my bro, I've got an episode now that's got like 700 plays. It's posted 2 months ago. Like, no one cares. Do you know what I mean? Bro, like, fam, plays don't mean anything, yeah? Your focus as a content creator, it's creating genuine and sincere content. There's already enough fake and fraudulent BS out here already, so you might as well, just focus on what you're doing, focus on bettering yourself,
And whatever comes from that is whatever comes from that. Whether you have 50 views today and then you work your arse off and you being kind of mixes and then, you know, next year you'll get 2,000 plays on it in a day. But fam, no one's entitled to anything. Like I'm not entitled for people to listen to my podcast. You don't have to do it. Understand? And for me, why I don't shove my content down people's throats is because I want genuine support. I don't want people to support me because they pity me, people to support me because they feel sorry for me, or I'm asking for a handout. I want people to support me because they want to support me and because they believe in my content. Just let it be.
Yeah. Inshallah, it will come. Next question. Why do you believe that there is a rising trend in bloggers or influencers, and much more recently, podcasters, especially amongst young adults? So for me, I feel like it just provides a platform to be yourself, to be authentic, to have a purpose. In the real world, I can't explain it. You're like part of the cog, like part of the machine sometimes. You're just going through the motions, but then...
Part of simulation.
Exactly. But if you have a blog or podcast, that's now you've like separated yourself from that for this platform, and you can have your influence, and that's why I feel like so many people do it.
When you have your own space and when you have your own platform that you control and you own, it's something that's yours. Because a lot of times, we don't feel like anything is ours. Do you understand? Even down to, you know, our personal space sometimes. When I say us, like I call ethnic minorities or Muslims to be specific in it, like, or Muslim women, visibly Muslim women, fam. Sometimes visibly Muslim women in London on public transport don't even own their own personal space, fam. People will barge them, push them. Like, do you know what I'm saying? Yeah, like, you know, do you know what I'm saying? It's like, fam, it's like even to that point. So when you create your own safe space, it's yours. Yeah. You own it. Do you know what I'm saying?
But then again, you can have an influence on people that are lost as well. So
yeah, you find people like you, or you find people in a position that you used to be in, and you wish that you could have heard these things when you were in that predicament. Do you know what I'm saying? So I'm not against people, you know, making podcasts and blogs and even like YouTube channels, fam. But if you want to do it, bro. There's enough food to eat. There's enough to eat for everybody. Yeah. Do you understand? So a lot, fam. Twitter sometimes can be so negative. Like, you know, I saw a tweet one time like, now every girl's making cakes now. LOL.
I saw that.
And just like, fam, but why are you hating, bro? Fam, why are you against positivity, bro? If people want to start their own cake business, what is your problem? Yeah. Where are your cakes?
And I always repeat this mantra: if you've made it or if you've learnt something, I feel like you have almost an obligation to help others.
You do.
I honestly feel like, so why I've started this podcast, because I've made it to a grad scheme, I feel like I have an obligation to now help other people get into a grad scheme. Because I struggle so much. I know so many other people are struggling. Yeah. And in terms of like opinion pieces, storytelling podcasts, you've gone through something.
Yeah.
You know that other people have gone through that.
Yeah, exactly. No, people are still going through this, understand? Even with, you know, recruiting, covering graduate schemes and educational opportunities and so on and so forth. Like, people are going through this right now. So I'm saying, like I said, how you do people is how you'll be done. Yeah. So for me, I feel like, you know, when people come and DM you, people come and message you, and people send you questions on Curious Cat, reaching out for help, and like, I feel like, you know, like God has sent them to you, and this is now like a test of your character, do you know what I'm saying? And how you know, respond to them and what energy you give them is the exact same response and energy you are going to get in the future if you were to be in that predicament. Do you understand?
Yeah.
If you, fam, it doesn't cost you anything. I understand that people pay for advice, but fam, most times, like, it doesn't cost you to be a nice person. It doesn't cost anything to give advice. It doesn't cost anything, do you know what I'm saying? So if you can help someone, why not?
This is the last question, right? Do you think people expressing their opinions to the world is important or even healthy to both society and themselves?
I do feel like it's healthy and important to be sharing your opinions, because a lot of times ethnic minorities and minorities in general aren't given a voice. We're silenced, and even when they do quote unquote give us a platform, it's like they speak for us and they speak over us. You understand? Yeah. So it's just like, it's always something. So for us to have our own spaces where we control our own narrative, when a lot of times in Western countries our narrative is controlled, especially in the media, it's really, really important, because if we can't spread our own truth, who's really going to know who we are?
That's just exactly it. I mean, some Muslims will get onto mainstream media and
transform.
Not even transform, because I want to think the best of them.
Yeah.
But they're only allowed to show. Look, being a Muslim is so broad and so diverse. You come onto this show, I won't name any names, but you're only allowed to show this bit.
Yeah.
Oh no, we don't want to see none of that, please.
Yeah.
We want to focus on this bit. And why? Because we know if we try and get a little bit on the edit, this will look a certain way.
Yeah.
You know, so why I understand why you want to go onto that platform, but you know that you're setting yourself up as well. So using our own platforms, empowering ourselves to speak out.
Yeah, it's taking your power back.
Yeah.
Like,
I feel like some people will think it's not that deep.
What's not that deep? Not towards you, but towards people that say that. Like, what is not that deep? Is your identity not that deep to you? Are your opportunities limited because of where you're from? Not that deep to you? Like, you know, you've been looked at a certain way on public transport, so not that deep to you. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, your mum being pushed and barged on public transport because she's from a different background, not that deep to you. Like, all stuff is deep.
Yeah.
Like, people that say, oh, it's not that deep to me, fam, it's very deep, fam. And the fact that you don't take it seriously is embarrassing, I'm not going to lie.
If you haven't been convinced to listen to Book of Zoo yet, there's one episode as well. It's with your sister. It's the most recent one,
episode 15.
Yeah. And they explain, you know, real life issues, like real life situation scenarios. And even as a Muslim, you'll be shocked to listen to that. And what if now non-Muslims listen to it? So it's even informing others.
Yeah, exactly.
So never come with that. It's not that deep to start your own podcast or start your own blog to talk about your experiences, because someone somewhere will benefit from it.
Exactly.
I think that's that.
Drawn to a close.
Yeah, man. Zubair, thank you so much for coming on.
No problem, brother. My pleasure.
Nah, it's been a pleasure recording
My pleasure,
with you,
bro.
As usual, follow the Twitter. It's at WeAreGC Podcast. Follow the Soundcloud. Subscribe to the iTunes. We've got a YouTube channel as well. It's the Groupchat Podcast. I might be putting this up. Yeah, I'll put this up on YouTube.
Cheeky.
Hey, yeah, man. We're out.
We out. Peace.